Boyce Watkins from Your Black World, and I was sitting here, and I think today is August 31st. I'm looking at my computer. Yeah, it's August 31st, and I was thinking about this video that somebody sent me. I have a lot to say about hip hop, and and what the impact hip hop has on our kids. And there was a video by Lupe Fiasco called "Bitch Bad," and of course, your first reaction is, "Wait a minute, what is this?" I don't want to watch this. And actually Lupe Fiasco, that the fact that he made the video made me want to see it, to see where he was going with this, and because everybody kept telling me how good it was, and so I watched the video, and I have to say I was really impressed with the fact that he really breaks down, unlike most artists that I've seen, he breaks down the impact that music and video imagery has on our kids. And I love the fact that he did it. I actually love Lupe Fiasco. He is kind of like the Muhammad Ali of hip hop, in the sense that he's not just great for his talent, but he's great because he realizes the power of his platform and the importance of using that platform for the betterment of mankind. So I give Lupe a lot of credit for that. I mean, I think he is tremendous. He's courageous. He tells the truth. Sometimes his truth is pretty harsh, and sometimes you don't agree with his truth, but he does his best to tell the truth, and he does what a great and intelligent hip hop artist should do, which is to use your genius to empower and to educate and to inform the people, not just to bling and ball and call yourself a nigga in Paris and all this other stupid stuff that we see. And what I really like about that video, and in general, speaking on hip hop, is I like the fact that Lupe points out that when we put these images on television, or we allow these images on TV, we are influencing our kids. And one of the things that people don't understand is that you can't just simply throw this argument that either the images don't matter, because they do matter. There's a reason why corporations spend billions of dollars putting certain imagery in front of the American public. There's a reason why presidential candidates who have the most money usually win elections. They're pouring money to that because they create images that you buy into and absorb and you believe in. The fact is that this imagery does influence our kids, and it does change their culture, it changes the context, it changes the way they see the world, unfortunately. And what's interesting to me is that a lot of people will say, well, no, the images aren't that big of a deal, and it's up to the parents to mentor their kids away from this type of stuff. Well, I can tell you, number one, I know a lot of good parents who have a very hard time fighting against the imagery that they're seeing on television and radio. If your child every day is getting a lesson, a blueprint on his own self-destruction every day on the radio, from some rapper who's telling him to drink himself into oblivion, to smoke weed every day, to carry a gun and shoot other black people, to basically do things that are going to get you locked up, to remain ignorant, to have sex with every girl in the world, and all these other stupid things, it's hard as a parent to fight against that. So there are a lot of good parents out there who still see their kids affected by these images. My personal gripe, for example, is that I had to really fight and explain to one of the kids I mentor that I know you hear this music that tells you that life is nothing but a big party and that you're supposed to pop bottles every weekend, but that's not what successful people do. They're not out popping bottles on the weekends. They're in the library. They're working hard. They might pop bottles every now and then, but they're not doing that every weekend like it's a requirement. The second thing that really comes to mind, when it comes to these images, is that you got to remember, a lot of our kids are not being mentored. A lot of our kids don't have parents. Now, there are a lot of reasons why that's the case. You can point to things like the criminal justice system and the prison industrial complex. And this is one of the reasons why I was very upset with the Obama administration for substantially increasing the budget for the Federal Bureau of Prisons, because more of our men and women too, but a lot of our fathers and mothers are being shipped away to prisons for crimes that are not that big of a deal, for crimes that maybe they should do a year or whatever, and get out and rehabilitate themselves and become productive members of society, but they're not given that chance. If a father gets a 50-year sentence, then he can't be around to raise his children. And the other thing is, we have to say to ourselves, if the child's parents are gone, does that mean that we have no responsibility to help mentor that child? Does that mean that child deserves no form of parental support because the parents that they were assigned to happen to be gone? No, I think that it's on all of us to mentor the children who are lost in our community. It is a mandate from God for you to do the right thing. If you're sitting up in church and you thumping the Bible every week talking about Jesus this, Jesus that, and you're doing the opposite of what Jesus would do, then what kind of Christian are you? So my point is not to condemn or to talk about other people, but at the same time, I am trying to be honest here about this. But it's up to all of us to mentor our kids and to mentor other people's kids. You don't have to take them in your house and feed them every day or anything like that. You can just give them encouraging words once a week. Take them to the movies every now and then. Give them positive messages whenever you can, because not every child has an advocate. So I want to congratulate Lupe Fiasco for making what I thought to be an extraordinary video. I really encourage you to watch it. A lot of people have already watched it. I saw the video had like 500,000 views. When I first saw it, I think it had 20,000 or something. I appreciate what he's doing, and I hope other artists will do the same thing, because hip hop artists are actually quite brilliant. They are so smart. But to me, it's one thing if you are naturally ignorant or naturally dumb and you just can't help it. But nothing pisses me off more than an intelligent person who makes themselves stupid so they can fit in. Black men should never be ashamed of being brilliant. You should never be ashamed to let your light shine. You should never feel like you have to dampen down your intelligence and dampen down your work ethic and dampen down your spirit in order to make other people comfortable. And it bothers me because sometimes you'll see where a young brother might have some ambition or whatever, and he'll call his friends and they say, man, what you doing? Oh, nothing, man, I'm just chilling. Or what you doing? Oh, I'm just, man, I'm just sitting here just smoking this weed, man, just ain't doing nothing. No, you ain't supposed to be sitting around doing nothing. You're not supposed to be sitting on the porch all day. You're not supposed to be just sitting around with no goals, no dreams, no hopes for the future, no desire to impact your community. You're supposed to be strong. You're supposed to be out setting goals, working hard for those goals. And really, the goals sometimes don't even involve going out and working for the white man who bids the most for your services, because we know what black male unemployment is like. Really, your key to liberation is having your own business, having your own your freedom overall, your intellectual freedom, your financial freedom, all kinds of freedom. I think that's a more fulfilled existence. So my point is, and I don't want to distract too far from the issue, because I know I've kind of gone all over the place with this, and I apologize for that. But you know how passionate I am about this issue. Is that first, I want to congratulate Lupe on a hell of a video. I want to encourage you to watch it. I want to also encourage you to understand that these images do impact our kids. What we say to our kids from a very early age is very important. And also, I want to encourage you on an individual level to really embrace your greatness. Don't be afraid of your greatness. Don't run away from your greatness. The greatest black leader in the history of the world is the person that lies inside of you. So seek out truth, go for it, speak truth whenever you can, and be the best human being that you could possibly be, because you got one life on this earth, and when it's done, it's done. And if you're always afraid, I don't care how smart you are, I don't care how many degrees you got, I don't care how many accomplishments you have, but all that, capability, capacity, intelligence, education, all that means nothing if you don't have courage. So don't just be what you are. Be what you are and move forward with that. Take that energy and move forward. Remember, in physics, they taught us that force is mass times acceleration. So you can have all the mass and all the ability in the world, but if you're afraid to accelerate, then you'll never have an impact. Well, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from yourblackworld.com. Please take care, and also thank you all for checking us out. I think we're getting maybe 3 million page views a month now, so I'm really happy about that. It's not much. We're not CNN, and we don't get that corporate money like the Griot and stuff like that, but we're doing our thing, grassroots, and our goal is always to tell you the truth. We're not Democrat, we're not Republican, we're just happy being black. So take care, God bless, and I'm gone. Peace.